You're listening to Brimbank Live on Live FM. We are outside in the world, broadcasting from the African Music and Cultural Festival, celebrating diversity and harmony at the Immigration Museum in Melbourne. And who better to tell us about how wonderful this event is and how wonderful this place is than our next guest. You've got Sonia and Sasha hosting, by the way, the Sonia and Sasha For Real show. We've got the beautiful Rohini Kapadath, who's the General Manager of the Immigration Museum. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you so much for being. Tell us everything about this event. Tell us this is another level of beautiful and exciting, because we've been inside for a long time, haven't we? So isn't it good to be out here?
Absolutely. It is so good to be out here today with the African Music Cultural Festival and the awesome team that sits behind this organization. We've really enjoyed working with this team, chaired by Fred Alale. And the Immigration Museum was closed, if you remember, during the pandemic for about 8 months. And so it's quite incredible to be out here today running this COVID-safe event where you can see everyone sort of really enjoying themselves. The music's fantastic. The food's great. You can smell amazing. Oh, kids are dancing on the floor. Really, it's just a wonderful celebration of what we try to do each day, which is to celebrate the rich tapestry of multicultural life that exists here in Victoria.
Absolutely.
So tell us, how long has this event been going on? Because we have actually been to this event before. Wasn't last year, it was the year before, is that right? How many years have you been running this event?
Well, you know, in various forms, we've been celebrating the African culture since 2017.
Yep.
And we've had One Beat, One Love, which is like a variation of the same festival. But we try to celebrate the African community at least twice in our calendar each year.
It's just amazing. So when you walk into this place today, you can immediately you can smell.
Oh, the smell.
All of your senses are awakened when you walk
amazing.
into here, isn't it? And then you
Well, I
get
just got here. I've literally been here maybe 30 seconds before we got on air. And the first thing I walked in was like the smell. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to eat something. And these guys were eating, and you kind of, like the variety is so amazing, and the color of what everyone's wearing. I mean, I'm, always dressed in black, but I love it that other people are wearing so much color and stuff like that.
The connection,
Yes.
the
Right,
connectedness within the community. I think that the way in which the kids are freely dancing, I think that the vibe is really quite special today.
It absolutely is, and I think everybody's so excited to be outside of their homes. What was it like here when everything was shut down? What did you do? Was there anything that you could do online, or could you communicate with it? What happened?
It's a rather incredible story, to be honest,
Yes.
because Museums Victoria, when we had to shut down our doors, this was new for everyone, and I think the leadership team at Museums Victoria has done a remarkable job of steering and navigating this very large and complex organization through the pandemic. While our doors were closed, our teams were really busy creating every single day. We were creating digital programs that were released. We were engaging with schools online.
Well, there was a lot of schools that
let me tell
had
you-
online excursions. So instead of them
Absolutely.
missing out on being able to go to the museum, they were still able to, if they had that a school excursion booked in, they were still doing them online, and that was amazing. To just, to be able to continue with that.
I mean, to have made that transition in the smooth way that we did. Of course, we were like ducks paddling in the back. Furiously.
We all were.
And, we were awake early hours of the morning until late hours in the night, sort of, also, apart from the work that was happening, I think what was really happening was that we were having to ensure the welfare of our team members and their well-being. And so we had a daily check-in at the Immigration Museum. So our team met every morning just to sort of check and see how we were all going. And of course, they ended up morphing into planning meetings and so on as well, and strategy sessions. But I think the number one priority at that time was the well-being of our staff. And, we kept all of our staff. And I'm really proud of the way in which, as an organization, we have really climbed this mountain together.
Absolutely.
And it's made us all stronger, I think, as a team as well.
Absolutely. And you can tell, there's happy faces on your organising, your steering committee, around here, and I've bumped into a few of them. Our friend Gary Lee is here.
Oh, we can't wait. Can't wait.
He's a mate of ours. So why would people tell us, what can you expect if you come to the Immigration Museum? What will you see? Tell us a little bit about the history.
Well, first of all, we've got three floors. You've got the ground floor, the first
Wow.
floor, and the second floor, filled with galleries that are telling the story of us, really, the stories of us as in people who have migrated from other lands and made a life here in Australia. And it tells a story starting, although we've been telling the story since the tall ships came in,
Yes.
but we're actually now going further back, and we're starting to retell the story of migration and the various waves of migration to our country. We're telling that story from the lens of our first peoples.
Oh my
So we're
goodness.
going to
Wow.
start to go way back. This hasn't happened. This is in development,
Coming.
but it's what's coming. So downstairs, of course, we've got the wonderful, we've got a beautiful, what was previously the Bond store, which is where, I don't know if you know the history of this building, but this is the old customs.
No, tell us the
Oh,
history of the
well,
building.
this is the old customs house.
Oh,
Right.
wow. That's
Built
fantastic.
in the 1800s, and its purpose was to collect customs duties from all the goods that were on the ships that were coming in from the British Empire. So they would dock just across the road from us at the Yarra, because there's the turning circle right here, a natural turning circle, because the Yarra had a little waterfall, so the ships had to turn around here and drop their goods and come up the stairs to the old customs house, the long room. So you've got to pay a visit to the long room upstairs,
You do.
and that is where we create the wealth upon which we have built.
Wow, that's incredible.
So this is the first stop.
It was the first stop, that's
one.
right. So this is a historic, iconic, and a much-loved building with a great story behind it. And it really should be like there should be like a bit of a pilgrimage for everybody that comes into Victoria. Should really stop over, because that's exactly what they did
Back in the day.
Back in the day, indeed. So, going back to our exhibitions, we've got exhibitions on level 1 that tell the story of identity, of all the ways in which you could come into Australia and the policies and the Wide Australia policy and so on. Upstairs in level 2 right now, we've got the Becoming You exhibition, which is a wonderful exhibition about all the ways in which we grow from childhood to adulthood. And this has come about after a call out to the Victorian community. So we've got 71 stories of extraordinary and the ordinary people as well in that exhibition. And so you've got to immerse yourself in and really understand their unique journey from childhood to adulthood, because it's quite special, that period of growing up and becoming you.
Absolutely. I love the names that you've given your exhibitions.
Yes.
They're emotion evoking just in the name, aren't they?
Now, I just wanted to ask, because today we're focusing on African music, do you have other cultural events like this that focus on different music and different, other than this? What else do you have?
All the time. We've had the Turkish festival, we've had the Indian, we've had Bollywood sessions here. We've celebrated, over 80 communities in this museum.
Wow.
But our strategy going forward is really to explore all the ways in which we connect to a sense of our shared humanity. So it goes beyond celebration of a particular ethnicity to really our together exploring all the ways in which we are similar, whilst also understanding the ways in which we are different, unique, special, etc. So we're kind of shifting our programming to help us explore the themes that unite us as humans.
Rohini, looking at your eyeballs when you talk about this, you are so passionate and so emotional about it, and I can, what you just love what you do, don't you?
I do.
You do, and you
It's very
think,
simple.
why do you? What do you
Well,
love
that's
about
what
it the
I was
most?
How did you even get to this
Yeah.
job? Like, how does one get to be head honcho general manager of the the Immigration Museum? How did you get there?
Lucky breaks coupled with hard work over 30 years.
Ah.
So I've been around, I've worked for the last 3 decades, but I was very lucky when the CEO of Museums Victoria, I think, following our having met in Indonesia during the Australia-Indonesia dialogue, where she tapped me on the shoulder afterwards when she felt that, she wanted somebody from the outside of the sector to come in and help, lead a transformation of the museum. Who could look at things with slightly fresh eyes and help revitalize. And look, when that offer was made, I must admit, I didn't hesitate even for a second.
No, of
I
course
jumped
not.
straight right in without any further questions. And having come on board, I am so just delighted to see the incredible talent base that exists within this organization and how passionate everybody is.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very passionate about what they do, and you can't be but passionate in running these institutions because they are difficult institutions to run because they take a lot of funds to run.
Yes, of course.
And oftentimes, sometimes I feel that literally our people are literally holding this up with their bare hands because there are many challenges, of course, but we're very, very grateful to the sweat and tears poured in by all members of our team.
So brilliant. Please support the Immigration Museum. Come, have a tour through, look at the exhibitions. They sound just incredible.
We
and
can
I
bring
love
our kids, can't we? We can bring our kids for a day.
course.
Like, that'd be a really
Yeah,
good day for
we
the
need
school
to do that,
holidays.
for sure.
Absolutely.
And I've actually heard, now I'm not sure if this is correct, but there's actually, like, you can actually look up something about your own immigration. Is there somewhere that you can do something like that?
We do offer a service which enables you to ask a lot of questions about, where your ancestors came.
Yeah.
Yes. So there are ways in which we can help you. Yeah, for example, if your ancestors have come on a ship, we've got passenger lists and we've got a lot of information.
Yes, I know, because
about
I know,
which
because
ship
my
they've come
family,
on
I know,
and their
because-
boarding passes. I've met with people
No
who got
way.
there, who saw copies of their boarding pass, which from when they were 3 years old.
Oh my
And
goodness.
So all my ancestors come on a ship, so I would love to be able to see like their boarding passes and do that.
Well-
and I knew, and somebody had told me about that, and I didn't know that that's how much detail you get. I think that we need to. This is a school holiday visit.
Yes,
For us to be able to look back, and I'd really love to see. I'd love to see the boarding passes of my family.
We'd
Maybe
love to
Rahini
see
can
you
take you
again.
into this. We can take us into the secret rooms. Is there secret rooms?
There's
here?
secret rooms.
There
Can't
are
tell
some
you.
hidden
Can't tell
spots.
you.
There's secret rooms. We love secret rooms.
I must admit, it took me a good 6 to 8 months to figure out where some of these little hidden spots were.
Okay,
So-
all right. We're gonna call you when we're coming down.
Yeah,
Rahini.
we're
We get
gonna
the
we
VIP
need a
secret
private
room
tour because I need to look up my family and see what it
Okay.
is.
Love it.
I'm looking
Oh.
forward to it already.
Oh, I'm excited.
So good.
Me
Thank
too.
you so much for sharing your perspective on today, and thank you so much for this beautiful event. Melbourne is so happy to have something
This
like
is
this
so
for the weekend
cool.
party. And you need to check out the podcast that's going up on, because Rahini is cool as hell. Like, she's got the cool glasses
Absolutely.
on, she's got the funky necklace. She's amazing. All right, we are at the African Music and Cultural Festival at the Immigration Museum. We've just been speaking to the beautiful Rahini Kapadap, who's the General Manager of the Immigration Museum. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank
Thank you,
you so
Sonia,
much.
and thank you, Sasha. It's
Thank
been
you
a
so
real
much.
pleasure speaking with
Good
you.
luck with all of the professional stuff you're about to do on stage. Welcoming everybody here.
Indeed.
We thank you.
Thank
You're
you
listening
so
to
much.
Springbank Live and Live FM. This is Sonia and Sasha for real from the African Music and Cultural Festival down here at the Immigration Museum.
Sonia and Sasha, for real.